I want you to close your eyes for a minute, and I want you to picture a rainy cafe with a studious writer typing away at their computer, sipping probably on a matcha. There is soft, cool music in the background. The film has been color corrected so it's warmer, more cozy, softer tones. The lighting is soft and perfect. It is, in a word, aesthetic. Now don't get me wrong, we love an aesthetic vlog. However, if you're on this channel, you're gonna get this. Oh my gosh. I tried. I was like, I'm gonna make like a cool aesthetic little montage of me hanging this picture. It's gonna be so vibes, right? Like, no, it's not. It's not, Meredith. You're not gonna be able to do this, okay? I am too much of a mess to make the aesthetic vlogs. Like, let's just be real. Have I made an aesthetic vlog in my entire life? No. Full stop. I did, in fact, hang a picture, a print of a map. I'm very excited about it. It looks good, I think, on the wall. Is it in fact straight? Is it like, you know, straight on the wall? I don't think so. I downloaded an app, a level app, right? Because I was too lazy to go to the garage to get our actual level. The level app said it was level, but my eyes are telling me that is not the case. So it is currently still hanging on the wall, looking a little wonky. We'll fix it eventually, probably. But anyway, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips. And if you're looking for something aesthetic, it's not gonna be here. Okay, let me just be level with you. It's not gonna be here, sorry. If you want aesthetic experiences here on Authortube, you're gonna need to go to like the Becca Tobars. You're gonna need to go to the Andy Sears, the Christiane Joneses, okay? Like, they're all doing the most amazing vlogs that look beautiful. They're doing the most. I love them. Like, I watch them every week. They're great. But you're not going to get that here, okay? I am too much of a mess. We've got all the ratty sweaters. This one is actually not quite as ratty as some of the others, but it does in fact have a hole like right in the middle of it. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's a hole. So anyway, yeah, we're just gonna be messy writers over here. We're gonna be non-aesthetic writers struggling to do our best. So anyway, after that little intro, if you're still here, hi. What is even today? It is February 15th. It's a 3-day weekend. Let's start there. Actually, let's not start there because I already started with that other stuff, but what do you want? It is a 3-day weekend. I'm very excited to have the extra day off. I am hoping to get a lot done this weekend. I really need to like find the groove. I need to find the motivation. I think that's what's missing right now. Let me just be, let's recap a little bit. Hold on. I am in all kinds of different directions today. I am closing in on the final rounds of revisions and edits for my current Regency romance project. I had the beta reader feedback come in, what, like 2 weeks ago now? I forget. Anyway, I got it. I've reviewed it. I'm starting to / trying to implement various pieces of it. The original goal I had for this year was to start querying by the end of March. I mean, maybe. We'll see. That kind of, I don't know. We'll see where we go, but my sort of secondary goal was that I wanted to be finished implementing the beta reader feedback by the end of February. That is 2 weeks from today, right? 2 weeks from yesterday, whatever. I think I can still hit that goal. Maybe. We'll see. I'm just, let me be honest. I really want to start something new. I have been working on this project since last January, so it's been over a year. And, you know, I still love it. It's still a good story, I think. But I am getting tired of working on it. I'm getting tired of working on it. Like, I think we all get to a point with a story where it's like, I love it. I believe in it. But also, I'm ready to like move on to something new. And I can't move on to something new yet. I've got to finish this up so it is ready to officially go into the query trenches. So the goals currently finish the beta reader feedback implementation by the end of February. In March, the thing I'm like not sure about here is March. Beginning of March, I've booked a query package critique with an editor. So that'll be going out early March. I forget how long she takes to review stuff, like 2 weeks, I think is maybe the standard thing there. So that'll take me into mid-March where I'll get that stuff back and then be able to do revisions on the query package stuff. But also starting March 5th, I have that editor, the line editing class that I signed up for starts. And I'm thinking, unless I'm a genius, I don't think I am, so unless that's true, I will learn things in this line editing class that I hadn't known previously and will then want to go back into my book and implement some of this new knowledge, right? So that class goes through very end of March, beginning of April. I kind of forget what the end date is, but it's like a 4-week long class. I don't want to rush querying. That's a very bad thing. And there's a part of me that's like, well, I could just like start sending out queries and still be doing like line editing stuff. No, don't do that. If you are putting your book into the query trenches, it had better be 100% done, ready, period. Okay? Don't start sending stuff out until you're really ready with your final manuscript that can be sent out. Because if somebody replies back, they're like, send me your full manuscript. And you're like, yeah, I'm still line editing. That's not great. So anyway, hey, editing Meredith here. I wanted to put like a little caveat in here. The only thing I would say in terms of querying before you're ready or whatever, sometimes you start querying and you might get like feedback from an agent in a rejection letter of some sort that says like, hey, this aspect of the book wasn't that great or whatever. You might want to stop querying and revise based on that agent's feedback and then start up again. So it's not that you can't do, revisions later on if you realize, oh my gosh, like this is completely not right in my book. You can do that. I just mean if there's things that need to be fixed, fix them before you start querying. I'm kind of waffling about like, do I want to finish this class first and then maybe start like do a final pass of editing stuff in early April and then start querying? I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually, but oh my gosh, working on this book until April sounds like a chore and a half. I'm just being honest, that sounds like such a long time from now. Based on how quickly or not quickly January went, April might as well be 74 light years away. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm not quite sure on timetables for some of this stuff, but I'm continuing to truck along. I really need to get a fire under my butt though and like get this taken care of. The other exciting thing that is currently happening is that the SmoochPit Mentorship Program's Agent Showcase is currently going on, which is slightly terrifying, but this is so exciting. This is like the conclusion of the program and it's such an amazing opportunity. So let me share a little bit about what it is, and I will show you the little screen captures I took last week before it went live for agents. We were able to go in and look at our page, correct any little typos, and I took some screenshots for you guys so you would know what it looks like. So the Agent Showcase, the program runners for the SmoochPit program have reached out to a ton of literary agents. There is a list of 70 plus literary agents who are going to get to go into the password protected portion of the website and review anyone's project that catches their eye. This is exciting and terrifying. The website has our query pitch, it has our first 5 pages, it has our synopsis, and it has our author bio. If an agent reviews that material and they're like, ooh, this sounds good, they can leave a comment. It's kind of set up like a blog post. So there's a little box for comments at the bottom. They can leave instructions on what they want next from you. Do they want you to like formally query them on Query Tracker? Do they want you to just send them your whole manuscript? Do they want the next 50 pages of your manuscript? Like, they'll leave some sort of note about what they want to see from you, and then you can go ahead and do that if the agent looks good to you. The agents on this list, it's like dream agent list. Okay, there are a ton of people on this list that I queried last year with my previous project. These are big names in the agent sphere. These are not just like random people you've never heard of from like the tiniest literary agencies of all time. These are like big agents at big agencies. There's smaller agents on there too, people who are just getting started or who just are not like, you know, they've been in the business for like 5 years or something. But there's people like, the list is insane, okay? The list is insane. And the idea that people are in there like right now looking at my stuff. So it's a trip. It's a trip. We're just like trying not to think about it too much because at this point, I really can't do anything. The mentees do not have access to that portion of the website at the moment. And so we can't see like, has anyone commented on mine? You know, like we can't see that, which is good because I would be refreshing that page every 2 seconds, which would be terrible. So the deal is next Saturday, the 22nd, the day after this video goes live, the program runners will send us information on whoever has commented or if anyone has commented on our stuff with the instructions on how to go further with that agent. So I would be lying if I said I didn't hope for something. Obviously, we're all hoping that we get a bunch of requests for full manuscripts on this thing, right? But I don't know what my chances are. I don't know what's realistic to hope for. And so I feel like my general attitude with this is very similar to my attitude with querying from last year, and that was hope for the best, expect the worst. So if I get 0 comments, 0 requests for more information, I will be disappointed. Let's not lie to ourselves. I will be disappointed, but I won't be crushed. You know what I mean? There's still other agents out there who are not part of this that I can query, and yeah, so we'll see. I'll be very excited to share that with you, whatever the results were. I'll be very excited to share that with you next week. For this week, however, on this 3-day weekend, I am going to just do my best continuing to work through this beta reader feedback. I want to try to finish up the like really specific plot elements that people were questioning. There were things about like, this felt weird, or this didn't fit, or they're like picking out very specific pieces of the book to look at and review. So I want to go through that first. And then there was just some sort of like general overall feedback where I feel like I'll just need to read through the whole manuscript and be like, ooh, I could put something here to enhance whatever they were talking about. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started on all of this and see how far we can get today. I slept terribly last night, by the way. I think I got about 4 hours of interrupted sleep. I don't know what was going on, but I was just like wide awake at like 4 a.m. Why? I don't know, but it was really annoying. Anyway, let's get going over here. I've worked my way through the opening to a later chapter where like the previous events didn't quite mesh with this opening. So I've reworked this. I do think it fits better. There's like a building tension between them, like not in a good way, where there's like stuff festering and they're not quite sure how to work through it. So there's all this weird awkwardness and tension between them at this point. So I was trying to boost that in this reimagined opening to this chapter. For now, I'm going to take a little break. It is afternoon and I'm going to go get some lunch. I don't know what there is to eat because I need to go to the, oh man, I need to go to the grocery store tonight. Oh, that means I need to make a grocery list, but we'll deal with that later. Let me grab something to eat and then we'll be back to this. Now listen. Okay, listen. I said we didn't have that much for lunch. I was not lying. It's girl dinner. Does it look so good in the background? Ignore if it looks crooked. You know what? We'll fix it later. I'm getting back to this. The lack of sleep from last night is definitely catching up with me, but I'm gonna skip ahead to like act 3, 4, the end of the book, sort of. There's one aspect that somebody had said, like, you could make this like more angsty, draw it out a little bit. So I'm gonna look at that. It's gonna involve, I think, just like rereading sections and seeing where I could possibly add things. I don't want to draw it out too much because it's already, like, I'm at 90,000 words. Like, we're going to have to go back and trim some stuff up. Yeah, let me look at this issue. I'm closing in on the end of these, like, plot comments, which is good because this has been, like, pulling teeth or something. But, yeah, let me see how far I can get on this. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm just too tired and unfocused to keep working. I've read through like the beginning of Act 4. I kind of forget where my acts are divided, to be honest. But I'm just sort of reading through it and trying to pick out, you know, like I said, where I could add more angstiness. So I'll keep going with that tomorrow morning, but tomorrow's gonna be fun because we're going away. We're going away from this house. I know, me leaving the house, who'd have thought, but I am going to, and it's gonna be fun. I'll see you when we're on the road. Good morning! We're on the road. Are you so excited? Have you guessed? Have you guessed where I am off to? Me, who never leaves my house. Except to go to the grocery store. So am I going to the grocery store? No. We're going somewhere else. The other places that I will go to on occasion are meetups with other writer friends. Am I going to a meetup? No, I am not. What's the only other place? The only other place I think you've ever seen me go, and that I only ever go. A movie theater? Why, yes, I am going to the movies. I'm not going to Austin this time. We don't have to drive that far, thank goodness. But now the question is, what am I going to see? There's a new theater. It just opened up in October of last year. It's in, I guess, downtown Houston, close to downtown Houston, somewhere closer to Houston proper than I live. So it's a little bit of a drive, but definitely not, you know, a 3-hour drive like Austin is. I've been following them since they opened, and they show a really interesting mix of things. New stuff, art house stuff, foreign stuff, old stuff. I'm very excited. So, are they showing Lawrence of Arabia? No, they're not. Sadly, that is not what I'm going to see today. Are they showing In the Mood for Love? Why, yes they are! So I'm gonna go see it again. Oh man, I'm so excited. So, obviously, I want to go see it, so I'm gonna go see it. And it's so much closer than Austin, so that's great. But the other reason I want to go see it is to show the theater manager and people who schedule things, this is the kind of film that people will come see. I want the seats to be packed. So then hopefully they'll show it or something similar to it again in the future. So putting my dollars where I want them to be noticed, right? Anyway, I'm really excited. I love this movie. In case you're new around here, I really love In the Mood for Love. I saw it for the first time last year, and it's like a top 5 film for me, which is insane. And I'm gonna go see it again. So I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's interesting for this, like, I haven't been this obsessed with a film in so long, and you know, my favorite movie of all time is Lawrence of Arabia. I've seen it probably 24 times in theaters, and it's my favorite. At this point, though, with Lawrence, I don't want to say I've exhausted the things that there are to notice, because I do think there's probably more in there that I haven't picked up on. But the things I notice when I go see Lawrence are not major things anymore. I'll notice a costume detail, or I'll notice how they edited a scene together, or things like that, which are still interesting. But I'm not seeing like revolutionary things as much anymore, just because I've seen it so many times and I've watched so many like YouTube video analyses of it to be like, oh, listen to this or watch where this happened, you know. So like I know half of the dialogue in the whole movie at this point. Like I know that movie very well. So there's not really anything in it that tends to surprise me anymore. I just go to see it again because it's my favorite film and I like to enjoy the art. But with this movie, I've only seen it a handful of times at this point, and I'm still in that stage where it's like I'm noticing different things each time I watch it. And so I'm just excited to get to go again and see what I notice this time. The only thing I'm nervous about with this theater is it is a dine-in movie theater, so they have like tables at the chairs, at the movie theater chairs, where you can like order food and they bring it to you like whenever you want. I personally think that's like sacrilegious, but so I'm hoping that it's not annoying if there's like people ordering food at like random points during the movie. I don't know. That's the only thing I'm a little like, I don't know about that, Chief, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, the theater is not too far from my house. I left way too early, but you know, I don't know what the parking situation is. So, but anyway, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll check in with you later. Okay, we have made it. I got here without any wrong turns. I just want you to know that. That's a huge accomplishment for me. I found a parking garage. I'm doing fantastic. What time is it? It's about 11:30. The movie doesn't start until 12:18 randomly, but I wanted to make sure I didn't run into traffic. I wanted to give myself time to correct myself if I took the wrong exit or something. So anyway, there's a Barnes & Noble here, so I might just like go in and wander around in there for a while, and then we'll head over to the theater in, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I saw the theater as I was coming in and it looks super cute, so I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and get out of here and pop into Barnes & Noble, I guess, for a few minutes. I'm back in the car and I've been sufficiently wrecked by this movie again. So freaking good. I'm fine up until the very end in Cambodia. And then the last little, like, they have like a text on screen bit at the end and I'm just like, okay. So it's really awesome. The other thing that I'd forgotten or / not noticed particularly in previous viewings is how much freaking food is in this movie. Oh my gosh, they're constantly eating, and now I'm like, I didn't really have lunch and it's 2:30 and I'm starving. So I'm at Whataburger, every Texan's dream, and I'm gonna get a burger, I guess. This movie is so interesting because for a lot of reasons, but the thing that I really enjoyed, I think this time around, was how slow it is. There's really not that much plot. I think if you wanted to tell the story, the basic story really quickly, you could probably tell it in about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. The movie's an hour and a half, a little longer. They let shots linger and they use slow motion a lot, which I think is interesting. And what that does, I think, in part, is it lets you sit in these moments with these characters. It lets you sit in the emotion that they're feeling, and you really get to sit with their angst and their yearning and their loneliness. That was another thing that really stood out to me this time, is how lonely these characters are. And they have a glimpse at maybe something that could make them feel less lonely. But that's all it ends up being. Oh, so good. All right. I'm gonna go get a burger and drown my feelings in fries. Well, good morning. It's Monday, and it's been a busy day already. It is 9:45. I've run out to do 2 different errands, including a shopping trip. Again, I needed various things at the store, including my magnesium. Gotta have the magnesium supplements to help my aching muscles. Well, actually to prevent muscle spasms, so that helps. Anyway, yeah, so I ran out for that. I have to take this dog, that one right there, look at his little face. I've got to take him out in about 45 minutes. I'm going to drive him over to our local PetSmart so he can get a bath, because he is a little stinky boy. And usually we do baths, like with the garden hose in the backyard, but it's 45 degrees today. So it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly to be out in the yard doing that. And honestly, you could do it in the bathtub, of course, but let me just pay somebody to do it for me. Okay, Usually my husband does it, but a little hard for him to do pretty much anything at the moment. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of work done before I have to head out. Then I'm going to head out. Then I'm going to come back, do a little more work. Then I'm going to have to go back out to pick him up again. Because they do it like you drop them off and then pick them up in a couple hours. So anyway, that's the deal for the moment. I don't even remember where we left off with things. So I guess I better get these documents pulled up and take a look. Well, hey friends. So listen, I'm recording this on Thursday. Okay, so I have excuses, but then also I have no excuses. So here's what happened. Monday ended up being busier than I was anticipating. I had to leave the house 4 different times. Which sounds ridiculous, to go on errands. I was doing a lot of drop off and then pick up when it was ready kind of situation. So I had to leave 4 different times. It wasn't a long drive, but it did take time to go and come back and go and come back and go and come back and go and come back, And then like I said at the beginning of this video, my motivation is just not here, which is so rare for me. I cannot tell you the last time I just felt no real internal drive to do the thing. And so I honestly just sat around a lot on Monday when I was home and scrolled on my phone and looked at things that were not my manuscript. So I definitely did not get done the amount of work that I was hoping to get done over my 3-day weekend. I will say it is, like I said, now the 20th, Thursday the 20th, and I have been doing work each day this week. It's been slow. It's been a little painful, but I have been getting up early, doing some work in the morning. I've occasionally been doing some work later on in the day. And we're getting through it. It's just really slow right now. So anyway, that's the conclusion. That's the conclusion to this vlog. I am eagerly anticipating Saturday when I'll get the results from SmoochPit, and I will share all of that with you next week. For now though, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I post videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!